All right. Hey guys, how you guys doing this Sunday? This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. And you guys know what today is, right? It's Sunday. So Sunday fun day. And today we have, man, the cemetery files. You know, Kelly kind of said, maybe I should put Wisconsin in there, but Portland, Tennessee sounds like one of those states. I mean, like one of those small towns where you never heard of before. Because I didn't even think there was a Portland in Tennessee. But I guess there's a Portland in every town. I don't know. Hey, Kelly just told me there's a Portland here in Texas. I don't know. But you know what? I'm gonna know because I want to go see if there's something spooky going over there. But hey, enough about me, man. Let's get to these guys. Hey, Kelly and Jay,
Hey
introduce
there.
yourself to the world.
Oh,
What?
I said, what's up?
What's up?
All right,
Not
guys.
much.
I haven't
Not
seen
much.
your face in like a week.
All right. I know. It's just kind of crazy. Every once in a while, we'll talk on the phone, but yeah, we usually haven't seen each other for about a week.
Yeah, about a week.
Well, okay, guys. Well, you know what? I'm one of those curious types, man. I'm ready. My mind is racing. I gotta ask all
Okay.
these questions about you guys.
Go
Especially
for
since
it.
the last time I saw you guys on the podcast, Jay, you kind of went into this zone. And I'm just
It was the Rochelle one.
I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
curious.
that was crazy.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know, man, what you guys are about, man. But first, your name, the cemetery files, that throws a lot of people off because when people see that, the first thing people was asking me is, are they affiliated? Do they investigate all cemeteries? What? Well, man, I'm curious. Hey, so what's up with the name? I mean, why did you guys choose that name?
Actually, I chose it.
Yep,
It kind
that
of
was
just
old
came.
Jay.
Yeah, it kind of just came to me when I was working on coming up with a new show last year, and I tapped Kelly to be my host, and Cemetery Files had a nice ring to it, and I just thought, we're trying to give the voices to the deceased and try to, you know, connect a little bit of the history of the people that are buried in the cemeteries and locations around the cemeteries,
Uh-huh.
and try to tie those in a little bit. But it kind of leaves it open to a little bit of everything. So we don't investigate cemeteries per se. I mean, I have, but not like religiously. I have in the past, but no, I think Cemetery Files just is basically a name that kind of gives people an opportunity to wonder about us.
Cool. Kelly, what did you think about the name?
Yeah, it's old Jay.
No question. Okay, that was short and sweet. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That was
That's
short
all
and
Jay.
sweet.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
Yep.
guys. Hey,
Jay's in charge of that.
yeah, we're gonna go do a quick commercial, then we're gonna come right back,
All right.
and
All right.
so it'll give you guys a quick chance to go grab something to eat or something. It's only gonna be for a minute, so you guys
Yeah,
gotta
my
run
dinner's
somewhere.
got to get cooked, so I'm having
Oh
brats
well.
and sauerkraut and mashed potatoes tonight.
Okay.
we're back?
We are back, guys. Hold
All
on.
right.
I got. All right, Mr. Justin. Thank you for joining us on the show. How you doing this evening?
I joined on accident.
Oh, you didn't want to join us?
No, I needed to order my coffee first, and then I was going to join.
Well, get off.
I'll be back.
All right.
Justin.
All right.
Justin is a part of my team. He's always asked, if he wanted to join me on the podcast. So he was going to join me tonight. Also, guys, Kelly, we've talked about this before, social media and all the platforms that are out there. So tonight, guys, we are streaming live on Facebook. We are also streaming live in Tokyo, Japan, internationally. Hey, all you guys over there?
Oh,
How
Tokyo?
you guys doing?
Why are we in
streaming.
Tokyo?
Hey, there's a lot of interesting things going on in Tokyo. We're also streaming live on YouTube. We're also streaming live on Twitch. And we are also streaming live on Twitter and Instagram and Rumble. All you Rumble fans out there, how you guys doing? Appreciate you coming on the show. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. And we also streaming on Kick. Hey, all you Kick subscribers out there, hello, how you guys are doing? And we are streaming international in the UK.
Nice.
Hey guys,
Wow, nice.
Dark over there. I know it's probably about 3 a.m., maybe 4 in the morning. But all you party goings out there that are out there partying, hey man, come on in and join the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Tonight we are in the Lion's Den. Hey, one more other thing. Hey, if you ain't got your zingers, I suggest you to go get them because I'm eating them and they're not paying me for it. So, hey, thank you guys. Thanks, everyone. All right, Kelly, you ready for this?
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about Kelly Schaefer.
Oh.
What is she all about?
Basically, I am a writer, paranormal researcher, dog mom, motorcycle rider. What else am I, Jay?
Crazy.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Bitch deluxe,
Yeah.
Well, you
Nuts,
know what?
loony. Yeah.
I don't think you crazy. Now you might do.
Oh, I don't.
crazy
I
things.
embrace that. I embrace the crazy.
Now
Yeah.
you might do. I mean, but ain't all people say all paranormal investigators are crazy for the things that we do.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't have any objections to that. Some of their points are valid because I've done some things I can't explain, and I've seen some things I can't explain. But either way, hey, I'm just an average guy. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm no different from my next door neighbor. Kelly.
Yes.
Man, tell me about some of these gifts you got.
I have no gifts.
Whatever, you liar. I will call you out on that one.
I know you call me out on that every single time. Well, it's I've had gifts probably all of my life, but I have not really noticed that. I have not really acknowledged them or portrayed them until Jay decided to push me a little.
Right. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
She basically once I get stuff, if we're doing an investigation or if we're doing a remote walkthrough or something like that, she will piggyback on what I get. I don't force her to come up with something, but she can confirm or deny, or whatever, so yeah.
We confirm and deny each other all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll see something, I'll see something, he'll see it, I'll see it. It's and we work off of each other quite well.
Well, is it just you two that are a part of the team, or are there other members?
No, I have my own team. My own team
Right.
is K2 Paranormal Research, and I have
Right.
15 team members that are on my crew. Jay has his own team as well.
I have my own. Well, not really my own team, but actually, um, my production company, my Studio 6,
hmm
Studio 6 Media. Oh, my brain just went dead.
Yeah, just like shut off right there at the moment.
Yeah.
Studio 6 Media Productions.
Yes. Yeah. And I have a couple people that are underneath me. So I do videos, like podcast and whatnot, and walkthroughs and this and that. So we are also
Well,
Studio 6 is also on Ghost Planet Network, which is a program in UK.
Roku.
So
mhm.
Roku.
so
Whichever
if
way it
you
goes.
want to check out any of our videos or any of our interviews or whatever, you can go to Roku, and we'll be on Roku and Ghost Planet Network.
hmm
Well, I will check you guys out. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
weird
don't
seeing
mind.
yourself on television.
Yeah, it is.
You
Very
know,
weird.
show all that support and love for you guys. You know me, I'm all about support, support, support. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Jay,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you are the most the gifted one of the bunch. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on with that twinkle twitch you got.
Yeah, mostly with my gifts, I pretty much do everything from remote viewing to walkthroughs and this and that. My gifts are they're there all the time, but usually when I'm on a remote walkthrough or something, it's what I get prompted to do or to see. If I don't
Hmm.
see it, I don't say it. I don't
Right,
make things
right.
up. I don't. And there's sometimes where I'll be giving a reading for somebody and I got nothing. And I'll tell them that I got nothing, and that it just happens that way,
You
so
know, a lot of people don't like to hear that
mhm,
No.
because some people are so adamant. They are so adamant
hmm
that they got something going on at their location. There's
mhm.
something going on here. There's something going on there. So when you tell them no and they get an attitude with you, how does that make you feel?
Doesn't change me one iota.
Doesn't change it one iota.
Nope. Nope.
Right?
No. Yeah, I am true to myself in that. I don't, like I said, I won't try to put a square peg in a round hole. I just won't do it.
And then there's times like we got a reading request a couple of weeks ago. I think it was about a couple of weeks ago, and both of us
Mhm.
just went, nope, we're not going to read her. It's
No.
chaos. We're not doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like sometimes some people want a reading
We
and want
don't
to do
want in.
this, and if I'm not prompted to do it, I won't do it.
Mm-mm.
Now, I go by what spirit says. And if spirit says, yeah, no, that's probably a chaos show,
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
I won't do it. Yep.
It was a
Yep.
chaos show.
No. hmm I'm
Wow.
original.
How
I
often
do
do you
everything
get those?
genuine.
What was
How
that?
often do you get those? How often do you get those type of
Those
shows?
requests,
Yeah.
um, um, not very often. I don't put myself out there. I don't market myself. I don't do any of that except for the fact when I'm trying to do walkthroughs for paranormal teams or something like that. But other
Hmm.
on a personal level, I don't market myself. I don't, I charge for my services, but
Hmm.
like I said, there it goes back to if I really need to am led to read that person, I will. And I will tell
hmm
them that up front.
Yeah.
And even if they come to me and say, hey, I want your services, I want a reading for this, and and if I'm not gonna feel comfortable or to do it, then I'll just tell them you'd be wasting your money because I probably ain't got nothing for
hmm
you.
And
So
then
Now,
there's times that Jay says that he's gotten a message, but he hasn't been able to. He doesn't know who it's for.
right,
And
that
once he
that that's
meets that
happened.
person,
Yeah,
hmm
yeah, that's happened a couple times.
yeah,
So
I mean, because if you look at it, if that's the case, if if you don't have something or a message for somebody, that's a good thing.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I
Yeah.
And
don't know why people. I don't know. I just don't know why people would get upset over that.
you know,
Yeah.
there are so
Well,
many
I
armchair mediums out there now that are just doing everything just to get paid
or
and
get noticed.
get noticed, and I won't do that. If it's my turn or if it's my goal to get noticed, I'm not doing myself I'm doing myself a disservice, so
Right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Now, let me ask you a serious question, Jay.
Hmm.
How do you feel about other gifted people out there doing the stuff that you really, you know, don't like? Like the ones that are out there that are just pretending to be
You mean
psychic
fakes?
or
Fakes. Mhm.
Fakes. There's enough
Fakes.
out
I
there.
yeah,
Yeah, there's enough out there. It's not my job to call people out like that. It's the
Mm-mm.
fact that karma comes around,
Yep.
and I live by this. I stay in my own lane,
Mhm.
you know, unless
mm,
they personally have affected me physically or mentally, then I may
mm-hmm,
say something to that person. But
Mhm.
nope, if I'm not invited to that party, it's neither here
Mhm.
nor there.
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Now, how do you
Yeah, I feel the
feel? I
same way
mean,
about it.
what do you tell people who are coming into their gifts and not quite sure on what to do, who to talk to? Because it can be very scary,
Oh, it is
when you
very
have an
scary.
awakening like that.
It is
Oh
very
yeah,
scary. Yeah.
yeah, it is. The best thing that for people who are just coming into their gifts is finding yourself a support system, a group of people who are willing to support you, um,
And
mentally
believe you.
and believe you, and believe in you. Surrounding yourself with naysayers just not only disrupts your gifts, it also disrupts your confidence. And that is a big
Mhm.
thing. Confidence and ego. I mean that there's so many ego driven people out there that it's oversaturated. So
Yep.
have yourself a strong support system. Have your circle small. Don't have a
Mhm.
large circle of people because you're going to have so many different avenues of input that are going to
Right.
probably confuse you to what do I do here, what do I do there. Keep your circle small. you know Research
Now,
your gifts, etc. So
Mhm.
now, would you tell that to a teenager or a young adult that are coming into their gifts,
Mhm. Yep.
or would you tell them something a little bit different?
nope, I would tell them the same exact thing.
Same thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
there's a lot of youngsters out there that are coming into their gifts, and that I didn't have that support system when I was a teenager. I knew that I had something different going on with myself, but
Hmm.
I didn't have that support system. It wasn't there then. I didn't
Mhm.
know how to go about doing it. But I would not change the statement. I would say the same thing to them. Support is the biggest thing in any type of paranormal field or mediumship or palm reading, whatever. Support is huge.
Mhm.
Right. I totally agree with that. You got to have a foundation,
Hmm.
and I think support, is just one half of that foundation. So you need that whole foundation to make everything complete. You can understand, what's going on. And
Hmm.
like you said, you got to have that support system.
Hmm.
Um, how What was your childhood like as a kid? That when you had these gifts or you were coming into your own.
um, it was kind of like a normalcy. I knew it was there. I knew something was there. I knew I was able to do certain things. But at that time, when I was 15, 16 years old, experiencing, full body apparitions and this and that. And um, it was different, but I didn't really kind of tap into it until I was older. And
Hmm.
I basically kind of ran away from it because I was into the partying and doing things that younger people do
Aren't good for you.
that aren't good for you, right? So, but yeah, it was just I knew that there was something that was different about me, and I didn't quite know how to handle it, and so I would probably drown it with alcohol or drugs or whatever. But it would still always come around.
Right. Yeah, okay. At what point did you decide, hey, man, I got to embrace this thing, because it can be for the greater good that, that I'm out here, I got this gift and I'm like, man, I can actually help people, you
I
know.
don't think
Uh
you got to choose, did you, Jay? It just kind of
No,
forced
no,
itself on you.
it did. It kind of forced itself on me, but it wasn't until after my stroke that everything opened up, and that
mm,
was 10 years ago. And
okay.
it wasn't until probably 5 or 6 years ago was I able to accept that. You know what I mean? So,
Now, now I do know gifts are not generational. It might skip a generation. It
hmm
might skip two generations. But
hmm
I've never seen people with that are gifted have it go back to back to back. Is that what happened to you in your case, where it was
um,
you or
it,
your mom or your grandmother?
my dad was gifted, but it wasn't like I don't know. It was kind of like that's basically where I got my gifts from was my father. So
Both of
Mm,
my children are gifted.
yeah, yeah, and my daughter's actually is a
Yeah.
sensitive. So I mean, it depends on the angelic line that you have in your bloodline.
Yeah.
Depends, it just depends.
you would think the stronger your bloodline is, the stronger your gifts would be. Is that the
It
case?
it varies. It varies from case to case. Different people. You know what I mean? So
Mm. Hey man, if I, to be honest with you, if I was gifted as you, hell, I'll try to avoid every cemetery in the damn city because I don't want nobody thinking that I can see them and they're just pointing their hand like I see you,
Well,
and you
yeah,
driving
well,
down the highway.
well, most of my gifts come out when I'm doing ancestral work
yep.
for other people for their generational tree, for their ancestry tree, because
Oh, that
their
is so cool.
ancestors will come to me as I'm doing during the work, and they lead me to their records. They showed me pictures. They show me pictures of what went on. They're like, "Oh no, that's not them. That's not them," and they'll lead me off someplace else. But that's where my gifts start coming
But
out. Really,
you've actually gotten some things that were hidden
I've gotten
and
some things that people
and
didn't
that
know
that
about.
people didn't know about, but then come
Hmm.
find out later that actually
Yeah,
did happen.
that it did happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hmm.
So
Oh wow,
Yep.
yeah.
And that was all given to me by
man, I
spirit
will.
while I was doing the research.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for you guys to do my ancestry. That would be very interesting. You know,
It's kind of
yeah,
interesting to do that side of the, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
you know,
it's difficult for me sometimes because I get into people that don't want me in their tree, and
hmm
they shut up real fast, and I can't get them to talk for anything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
yeah.
six of one, half dozen the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, let me ask you guys a serious question, and I want you guys to be honest with me
Mm-hmm.
because if you guys ever see my podcast, I've asked people that are sensitive, that are clairvoyants and somewhat, but they could never seem to answer this question for me, and it's been on my mind for a very long time. Okay, why is it that people that have that twinkle twitch, why are they afraid to come out of the woodworks? Why are they afraid to
They
embrace what
used
they
to
are?
burn us.
Well, but here's the thing. But they used to burn witches too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they burn witches. But here's the thing, guys. Witches have somehow, some way, came to embrace what they are.
Right.
No matter
Right.
if
Right.
you if you practice a dark art, if you're a highlighter, and so on and so on. But there are so many witches out there that have opened that door and stepped through it and say, "Hey, here I am. Either deal with it, or leave me the hell alone." But now, the way that I see it now is you guys have that same opportunity to do the same thing also, but it seems like there is a
Well,
hesitation. The doors are open.
Well, a
we
lot of it,
we
yeah,
we
but a
walk
lot,
out.
but a lot of it has to do with what will people think.
Right.
People are
Yeah.
afraid to step out in the limelight. They want the limelight, but they don't want the limelight. Okay, people
Mhm.
are afraid of ridicule. People are
Mhm.
afraid of the ego aspect of it. Of, do I believe myself? Am I going crazy? There's so many different questions, but a lot of it has to do with the fear of coming out of the closet, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
ridicule.
same.
It's
It's the same all over.
Yeah, it's always been that way. I
Hmm.
went through it. I
Hmm.
went through all of that, you know.
I worked through it.
And if you're supposed to, if that's your path and that's your gift and that's the path that you're supposed to be on, then you'll see, spirit will help see you through it. You'll be on that path, it'll be fine. You have to go through some of that mud and muck to get
Mhm.
through to where you could stand on your own 2 feet and say, okay, I've accepted who I am. I can move on
Mhm.
from this. Now I can do what I need to do according to what my path is laid out before me. But a lot of people give up way early because they think that that beginning path is too hard. And they're afraid of, what are my family going to say? What are my friends going to say? The excuses are endless. So until that person can have that support system where it comes into play,
Mhm.
that's going to
Yeah.
change that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for the support system that I've had the entire time that I've come out. I only started actually embracing my path about 5 years ago. So um it's yeah, you have to have that support system around you, and if you don't, you're going to be wandering the desert alone.
It's like swimming in the ocean where you're just treading water and you don't have anybody around you. You
Mhm.
don't have a boat. You have nothing. Eventually, you're going to sink yourself because of the fact that you don't have that support system.
Mhm. I told somebody went the other day, it was like that orientation at the new work where you're overwhelmed and you don't quite know where to go for anything, but after a while
Mhm.
it all settles down and you're able to weed through all the BS and
Mm-hmm.
get to the real stuff.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I've asked a lot of people that question, and a lot of them would say, "Hey, man, that's a great question. I really can't answer that question because I really don't know why we are afraid to take that step. Even though when you open up, that door is always open, and when you look behind that door and it's dark out there, and like I always tell them, just because it's dark, you are that beacon of light.
Correct.
So when you step that door, it's gonna go bright for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It also
Mm-hmm.
depends on how you do it. Some people don't use their gifts for the right reason.
Correct.
But the thing is, you taking that first step and you making that decision on what you want to do with your gifts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's one of the biggest questions that always crosses my mind. You know,
Right.
uh, like I was telling you guys, witches, warlocks, all those guys were prosecuted, burned at the stake. The witch trials and so on and so on. But they
Mm-hmm.
seem to manage, and to know what they are and know what they're about. But it seems like people that are gifted still kind of they still trying to figure their way.
Mm-hmm.
After maybe 300 years, been, prosecuted and same thing, just like witches.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those questions I had to ask you guys.
Well, with the way the world is at now, anything is possible.
Hmm.
Seriously, with the way the world is now, anything is possible. It's everything's so crazy right now that it's just, you know.
And you
So
know
why
what?
not?
Yeah, I mean, it just, you know what? It takes, it can honestly take one person that has that very unique gift can change the world.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's all it takes. Just that one person. You
it's
know,
that
it
it's
does.
that butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, Mr. Justin D, would you like to get in the conversation?
Sure. I
Okay.
did have a
Feel
few
free.
questions.
Okay,
The floor is yours,
Oh,
Mr. Justin.
hello, Jay and Kelly. It's nice to meet y'all.
Hey,
nice to
good to
meet you,
meet
Um,
you,
Justin.
dude.
so these might seem like it's questions about cemeteries.
Okay,
I hope they don't seem cliche,
no,
but what would you recommend for someone that would wanted to go into a cemetery with the intent on connecting with a spirit?
Wear
What's the best way?
protection.
yeah, wear protection. That
Hmm.
is crystals, or in that sense, that always.
Whatever element you find protection in, whether it's a cross or crystals or oils or whatever,
Mhm,
always, always, always wear your protection, because you never know what energies you're going to be hitting,
mhm. Especially in a cemetery, because
especially in a
there's
cemetery.
so many different collective people that are buried in a cemetery from different
Right.
time frames,
Mhm.
different genres, different everything. So not everybody crosses over
Not
and goes into the
everybody's
light.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, not everybody's nice.
Not everybody's nice, but
So
it's not to say that they're evil. There
right.
are some spirits out there who died mentally ill, and they're still
Hmm.
mentally ill.
Hmm.
And that's a whole bunch of chaos energy that you don't want to get
Right.
into.
Especially when you go into like a sane asylum.
Mhm.
That's a whole different show in itself.
Mhm.
But yeah, research your cemeteries. Research
Yep.
ones that you're drawn to. That you would really like to research or to investigate. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a problem with that. See, I got some folks on the team that are really enthusiastic about cemeteries, and I feel like I'm a neutral. And it's not that, it's not a like or dislike issue for me. It's just like they make me feel funny. And there was this one time where we did two in one night, and at the first one of the members got violently ill and had to
Mm-hmm.
leave. And then what was left of us went to the next one, and we all felt like we kind of just wanted to like lay on the ground and call it a night. It wasn't very good, but
Right.
I wasn't sure if that maybe just staying in a cemetery too long might have a long-term effect, or
More than
Um,
likely, the
more
person that
in
you
a.
went with had no protection.
Right.
yeah.
Or it's all about intent. When
Mhm.
you go to even if it's a haunted location, a building, a home, a cemetery, before you are planning on doing an investigation in that sense, you have to lay out what your intent is at first. Whatever your intent is to yourself, and saying my intent is just to try to capture some EVPs or connect with somebody, or whatnot. My intention is not to provoke or to raise my voice or to yell or to be negative
Right.
in any way. You know what I mean? So what goes around comes around, and that
Mhm.
is with any type of investigation. But whatever your intent is, that as long as your intention is good to do what you want to do to get that information, then yeah. And plus with being protected and whatnot. But there are people out there who are provokers, and that's what they do, and they pay for it.
Yeah, we're not about that.
Yeah.
I think we're nice. We're nice, right, Terry?
Right.
We say
Of
please and all
course.
that jazz.
Oh yeah.
A couple more questions.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think it's better to go to the cemeteries during the day or at night? Is there a
It really
difference
doesn't
at all?
matter.
Doesn't
No.
matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
So
And that's
earlier,
the same. That's the same for any paranormal situation. The ghosts come out all the time, 24 hours a day, 7
day or
days a
night.
week, 365. Day or night, doesn't matter.
so the earlier, someone, I can't remember who said it, but somebody mentioned that not all of them cross over, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jaded.
So for
Yep.
those that have crossed over, can they come back
Yep.
to the?
They
Is
can
it-
visit.
All right. So the ones that
Yeah.
don't cross over, you think they're stuck at the cemetery, or they're coming from somewhere else?
It's a choice. You got to understand that when a spirit passes away, there's a transition period, and I think it's 21 days, but I can't be for sure.
I
Is
wanted
it?
to say 90 days. I think
Is
it's
it?
90 days.
I think it just varies between the
I
person.
think it's 90.
But yeah. So the transition is they're transitioning
But
into
how do we know? We haven't
Right.
done it yet.
right. So transitioning into the other side. Now we don't know exactly how that transition works, but I just know that there is a transition, and then you have the opportunity to cross over into the light. Well, that's great. Some people don't, because by choice. We have freedom of choice. We have free will here. We have free will there before we get
Yep.
to the light. You know what I mean? So they make that choice, and they say, and a lot of the times that spirits don't cross into the light is because once that person dies, they could be undained with guilt, which is a big one, guilt or unfinished business, or mental illness, or something that's going to prevent them from crossing the light, or not believing they are dead. There's kind of those gamut of things that cause that. Once the person crosses into the light, they're given that option to. They have family members or loved ones come to try to collect them and say, you can come with us. It's their choice to say, yeah, I'm going to go, or no, I'm not going to go. And it's a short conversation because you've already made your choice. So once they get over that light, and wherever they go, if they still have to attend like school where they're still learning from, previous lives and this and that, or they want to come back to visit, which they can. But it's all done by laws, spiritual laws. Okay. There are certain things that spirit guides can do and say, and there's certain things they can't do and say.
Mhm.
Okay. It's all our choice. When I listen to a spirit guide, they say, yeah, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. And you can ask your spirit guide, is this something I need to do? And so that's your choice. But if they could suggest things, but they can't tell you have to do this. A spirit guide will never tell you have to do something unless it's something where it's to prevent your death, or something that you put into play before you were born.
Wow. It sounds like there's a lot of rules and regulations up there, man. A lot of bylaws going on.
I got a question about that.
Spiritual law. It's the spiritual laws is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's
About
a lot going on that people don't think about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go
What's
ahead,
that,
Mr.
Justin?
I forgot.
Well, let's say one thing, Mr. Justin. You definitely didn't bring your zingers to the party, did you?
Do you have chocolate zingers?
No, I ate them already.
Can you see Panda Express?
I'm with cheese now. Are you eating Panda Express?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What the
It's
hell
hard
is that
to
about?
ignore the smell. I can smell the chow mein and the orange chicken, but trying to do a diet, so
Lemon zingers.
Nice.
ooh, those are delicious.
Hey, would you like
I
one?
stay away from all that.
They're good for you,
That's
man.
that's smart.
Hey, like I said to the show, I'm eating them. They're not paying me for it.
Oh, I remember my question now.
Okay.
It's about spirit guides.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there inhuman spirit guides?
No.
So they're all humans.
Well,
That's-
no,
well,
not
necessarily.
not necessarily. You can have guides that have not walked the earth as a human. You can
Right.
have
How
guides,
how,
but
how is that possible?
they're like angels or other entities within
They're
the
yeah,
universe.
right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
but
because
they're
I
not. It's not like you're going to have a gnome as
right,
a
right,
spirit
right,
guide
right, or an imp or
or an
something like
imp
that. Yeah,
or anything like that. Right? You're
right,
not going to have anything like that. You're going to have either angels or your ancestors or dearly
right,
departed relatives or
right. Mm-hmm. Right,
or one that was assigned to you.
right, right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It seems like once you come onto this earth, once you're born, everything's already planned out for you.
Well, you signed the contract before you're
Yeah,
born.
yeah.
Hell, I didn't. I don't remember
That's all.
signing no
That's
Everything,
contract.
everything that happens to you
everything
is
that
already
already
pre-planned.
predestined. Yep,
Yep,
yep.
What
You said
everything.
contract did I sign? I didn't sign no contract. Hell,
Contract for life.
Yep,
Yep.
yep,
Everything was already pre-planned.
yep,
You signed up for every single bit of it.
yep.
I don't
Yep,
remember that.
every zinger, every gas station run, every
Yep,
time you went to Jack in the Box,
yep,
Oh,
it's
why
all
you bring up the
documented.
Jack in the Box?
Yep.
yep,
All of it.
yep.
Yep. All of it
Every
was
time you
already.
ate a curly fry, you know,
Oh, you just had to bring the curly fries into this, huh?
how many curls were in that curly fry? That was documented.
Yep.
But you know what? Let me ask you guys a question. Is that fair?
That's
Yeah. You signed up for it.
you
I
signed
don't
up
remember.
that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
But you see, that's the whole thing. You don't understand. You don't. A lot of people don't take that concept of a contract. It's not like a contract per se, but it's
Right.
something that you signed up for before you were born. God knew knew you before you were born, and this is a thing. That it's just it is.
It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it's good and it's bad and all this kind. It's what you learn from the experiences that you've already agreed to do.
Right.
Now, is it
You've
possible that
agreed to experience these and learn from them.
okay? So what happens if the role that you were supposed to play, it didn't actually go through. You didn't actually, or you sent
It
back.
all happens. It all
I mean,
happens.
It all
are you
happens, except for if you
It all
cash out
happens.
early. If you
Right.
cash out early, that's a whole different thing.
so are
Mhm.
you able to come back and redo that over again if
No.
things don't go that way?
No.
No, you can't. You don't repeat the same thing.
Okay, so how do you explain that? Okay, so how do you explain reincarnations?
Yeah, it's a whole
Well,
nother discussion.
that's a whole
That
other discussion.
that's
I mean,
that's not
because
entirely on the subject of when you come to the earth. I
Right,
mean, when
right,
you
right,
get reincarnated, you could be reincarnated on some planet somewhere else.
right,
It's
right,
not necessarily being reincarnated on Earth.
right. This is the hardest
You're a
planet to live
spiritual
on.
you're a spiritual creature in a meat machine. I
Yeah,
mean, once you die, your spirit goes someplace else. And
yeah,
it's not trapped here at the earth. It's in my belief, there's multiple dimensions. They've proven at least 10 of them.
yeah.
And you can go between these dimensions as a spiritual creature.
Right, right. You're trying to ascend, is what you're trying to do. You're trying to get.
You're trying to learn and get
Yeah.
better at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm,
And it's
mm-hmm.
all a matter of going out and experiencing. That's the only way people have to learn. That's the only way anything has to learn
Mm-hmm.
is
Right.
experiencing.
Right, right.
mm,
10 dimensions, huh? God, that's a lot.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think there's quite a few more.
I think there's a lot
Yeah.
more of them.
Yeah.
Well, if it's anything
They
like
have
what we do here.
they have datas on the 11th, but I haven't heard any more about that one.
Right.
But it all has to do. It all relates back to quantum physics.
Yep. Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
we
Yeah,
get
this
a handle
reminds
on
me of an
quantum
episode.
physics. Mhm.
Yep.
go ahead,
Sorry.
Justin.
There's a lot.
Reminds me of an episode of the OA. You ever seen that?
No.
I haven't.
Original Angel? Yeah, they're like kind of just there's a scientist that he comes upon a way to give you a near death experience, and then you go to another dimension. And then like there he's following you, trying to get to the last one or something. I don't know. It was a weird show, but it was about quantum physics.
You got to realize that you wonder where a lot of these crazy movies, these ideas come from. They got to come from somewhere. Look at the Matrix. That's an idea that you got to have come from somewhere.
I have been told that every single movie that's out there has already been either A, experienced by somebody, or dreamt or conceived. They're not fiction.
Yeah.
Entirely.
I'd make Dune a pretty cool movie, right? Dune's.
Yeah.
Right, Terry?
Dune?
Dune.
Very interesting movie. I don't care for the one that's out now. The original, I think, was a lot better. But it's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know. But guys, man,
we've digressed.
Oh my God, dude. I'm speechless on that last 20-minute conversation we just had.
Yeah.
It gets that way with us. You should hear our phone calls.
Because, I mean, I truly believe that, you know, if this contract, because this is the first time I'm hearing about the contract, you know, I truly believe if something wasn't done right, that you be sent back to get it right. Whether, you know, if you were supposed to live a certain life and you didn't. So, I mean, that's what I've always was taught.
See,
and that's
the
what
difference the difference between the contract is the fact that the creator, God, set in motion for free will to do what we want to do. We can, there's so many different, just like so many different dimensions, there's so many different avenues for you to take your life. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different avenues for you to go. It's kind of like those books of choose your own adventure books, where you can read a book and then all of a sudden
I was thinking of Groundhog Day.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Groundhog Day's perfect. I mean, you're gonna repeat it, but I mean, it's like you could take different avenues for everything.
Yeah, and everything's all a choice. And the choices you make, and there are really no bad decisions. They're just decisions that you learn more from than the other ones.
Well, I'm going to choose to eat this zinger in front of Justin.
Yeah, this is zinger number 8. Wait, it's 3 in a pack, right? So you've had 3. You've cleared 2 packs, so you're on zinger 7.
Justin, I cleared 1.
I've watched you eat a zinger every 4 minutes. It's been 48 minutes.
Apple.
I'm sorry. We shouldn't be talking about zingers. I told myself I wouldn't have a sugar drink tonight, so I got a cold brew.
When what's in it? How much sugar is in it?
Well, they did make it with chocolate milk, but
there you go.
It's only a medium, so you know.
Hey, Jay, tell me a little bit, because Kelly spoiled it for us. What's the new project?
No, I didn't. No, I haven't said anything about. Well, see, we've got a couple of new projects.
Yeah,
we've got a couple of new projects. The first one we're not talking about until it's completely done. The second one is we've got a new season of the Cemetery Files coming out tomorrow. And I think we may have found our fourth diamond suit.
She was chiming in.
Yes, she was. She always does.
Yeah, she's like yeah.
I'm the 4th member.
She always has to get on the podcast. She always has to.
Yeah. That's okay.
No, we have a new podcast coming out. We haven't quite finagled everything yet, but we'll
We're working on it.
We're working on it. The first one that she was talking about, yeah, we definitely can't say anything about.
No, we're not saying anything about that one until it's done.
No.
That one's
Okay.
that one's a very important project that wraps up a bunch of our passions, and we're partnering with a nonprofit to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally respect that. Just if you guys ever get a chance to, hey, invite me onto the show, I would love to come on. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and to tell everything all creepy about Texas and Central Texas and some of the investigations me and Mr. Jefferson has been on, and some of the things that hell we can't even explain.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, it's one thing about Texas, man, it's definitely like a whole other country.
It
To say the
is,
least. Yeah.
to say the least. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so untapped. I mean, there are so many places out here that you guys, anybody can come and investigate and have fun investigating and find some unbelievable evidence.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Justin have found some unbelievable evidence, in some of our investigations, but it's clearly untapped, man. And you guys ever want to come down, feel free to do so.
Right on.
Just getting Jay to go that far.
We can introduce you to some dead Confederates. Actually, quite a
Ah,
lot of them.
I have one
Yeah.
in my backyard.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
Did it
she's
come
got
with the
one in.
house, or what
Yeah,
happened?
it's with
The
the house.
property. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the property. Yeah, yeah, I
Right
have one
on.
in
Yeah.
my backyard,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I
Yeah.
might have a second one out there now.
Really?
Hmm,
Yeah, it came with the lights the other night.
Yeah.
So
that's
yeah,
interesting.
Yep.
yeah, we even have his name now. And it's
Yeah.
one of the things that we do is I had him out there and I sent Jay the pictures and Jay circled the picture where he knew they was and I'm like, "Yep,
Mm-hmm.
you're dead on."
Yep.
And then Jay got his name
Yep.
and I checked it out and it verified.
Verified this big, huge article on who this guy was.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Verified
Oh
who it
wow.
was. And we
Yeah.
didn't know anything about this person before Jay tapped
Nope.
in.
Nope.
All
Nope.
right. Hey, Kelly, let me ask you a question here. And
Mhm.
I ask a lot of people this question that comes on the show. What is
Yeah.
your percentage between somebody who's having that somebody that's having mental issues and somebody that's having uh a paranormal problem in their home?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
Ooh. I've had at least one investigation that I had to say, I'm sorry, but you will need to research X because there was nothing. I had no EVPs, I had no activity, I had no experience, I had nothing. And she's like, "Oh, this happened, this happened, this." I'm like, "No, it didn't." And then there was another one that I drove 100 miles to have
Oh,
her call and say, "Yeah, I'm not feeling good today." I said, "Great, call me when you're done." And she never called back, so I'm having a feeling that might be another one. But I did 26 investigations last year, and only one of them was weird. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you
can you
can do
give
the
me a
math on that
percentage
one.
on that? Can you give me a
Hang
percentage?
on,
60, 20, 80,
Yeah.
30?
hang on. One
So it's
divided by
like it's like
26.
4%
It's
or something.
it's 3.85%.
Yeah. Well, that's good, right? I mean, all the things that go spook in the night, and it's really not as
Mm-hmm.
bad as we
No.
thought. But
Yeah.
Now, there's if you're going into a location, it's not going to be where the person. It's when you have a client that's when you start running into the problems.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The client accounts are the ones that usually are the ones that you can have an issue
Yeah.
with on that.
That's why I don't do home investigations anymore. I got out of it, and
Yeah.
I do public buildings and just walkthroughs for people for land some certain memorial cemeteries, stuff
I'll
like
do
that.
everything.
But I will
Right
not
now, I'm
do.
still doing everything.
I won't do like.
Yeah, I'm an everything guy. I mean, I love cemeteries because I think they're so. One thing about people these days, and I've heard so many paranormal investigators say this. The cemetery is just for your body. I mean, there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
And so on
Yeah.
and so on.
Yeah.
But I have to disagree with that. I mean, a cemetery can be probably one of the most haunted locations that depends on where the cemetery is, and it depends
Depends
on
on the
who.
soul. Depends on
Mhm.
who's in it.
Yeah, it
Right.
depends on who's in it. If you got some angry Confederate guy that or that's afraid, there's we lost the war, they're going to be angry and then they're going to feel some type of way. If you got Native Americans, that felt like, hey, we never should have let those guys on to our land because we saw this big boat, they're going to feel some type of way. It really depends on the location, and who's in the cemetery. Sure enough, there are some places where they do go to rest.
Mhm.
Shoot,
But yeah,
the last Native American spirit, the last Native American spirit that I ran into was the jolliest guy I think I've found on the face of the planet. That guy was so flippin' happy. Oh my god,
Yeah.
he was bouncing
yeah.
off the walls, literally. Hi.
Final question,
Okay.
and then I got to start making tracks.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start with Jay.
Yeah.
Jay, do you want to be buried?
No.
Yes. Oh, most
Kelly, you're
definitely.
second.
I do.
You
I
wanna
want.
be buried?
I want a
You wanna-
coffin. I want a coffin.
You
I
want
want.
all that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because of the fact
Okay,
that I
fine.
love being in.
Can I have your?
Small-
Can I have your? Can I have your cemetery dirt?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Aw.
No.
All right.
I've always felt that. I've always felt that being buried is the way to go. I don't want to be cremated, even though I won't have any choice in after I'm gone anyway. So unless I set it up that way, but no.
What
Both my
about you,
parents are
Kelly?
buried, so
No, I'm send me out on a Viking ship and set it ablaze. I'm going
Okay.
up with the smoke.
Right on. Well, it was nice to
Yep.
meet y'all. I
it's nice
gotta
to meet you, Justin.
get out of here. See you around.
All right.
Yep.
Go make some money, man. Yeah, Justin's one of those guys that wanted to come on the podcast
Oh,
and
pardon
ask you
me.
guys some
Pardon
questions
me.
and all that stuff. But for most part, the podcast has been pretty interesting. Jay,
Mm-hmm.
you've been on point on some things, and you've answered a lot of questions that, especially that big one, that that's still I'm still iffy about. But you gave what you thought and what you feel, and and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I still think there's a lot of work to be done out here, as paranormal investigators, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a shame how one side of the country. Now I'm about to go with this. One side of the country, which is California, how they can seem to make a mockery of us and seem to make all this money from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's kind of the way it goes too. But
Are we talking about television here?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Trying to
So
read between the
I mean,
lines.
we're talking
yeah.
television, movies. For the simple fact, that's everything that they do over there is, I don't know if you guys want to agree or disagree with me because I think every TV show that they've ever produced, even starting with Ghost Hunters, was incorrect on how, paranormal investigating is done.
Well,
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
only 3 shows that I watch, and one of them, well, 2 of them aren't on any longer. So that tells you,
Yeah.
that's a
Right.
very small
So
ratio
if you
of
want
the
to if
shows
you
that
want
are
to
actually
hear
real.
if you want to hear a detailed discussion about that. You can
Oh yeah,
check
we did it on the Paranormal Triangle.
Paranormal Triangle.
Mhm.
Yep, we did it on the
Yep, we
Paranormal
got
Triangle.
in.
We're an audio
It was,
file that you can find everywhere.
and it was episode 3.
Yep, episode 3,
Mhm.
Paranormal in Hollywood.
Yep, Paranormal in Hollywood.
That was a fun show.
Yeah,
That was a very fun show.
Yeah, man. I'm just, Hollywood is one of those, it's one of those things where you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
I know, baby girl. I know.
If you like them,
Right.
you like them.
Right.
If you hate them, you hate them. But I just quit watching everything altogether. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. Now,
I don't usually watch any of that stuff. I'll watch stuff on Paraflix. A lot. There's quite a few people I know on Paraflix that are friends of mine, and
right.
I watch their shows, and that's probably more original.
Okay.
So.
Hey,
Well,
how
it
do
gives
you
you.
guys? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that Paraflix gives you an actual view on some of the shows, an actual view into what it's really like to be a paranormal investigator.
Okay. Hey, how do you guys feel about Paracons?
I do. They're networking for me. It's all purely a professional conference where I go in and I network. I network with all kinds of people that are up there. And I do everything in the paranormal. So I do UFOs, I do Sasquatch, I do ghosts, anything, cryptids, all of it. So I love talking to people about the paranormal.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, a lot of people think otherwise, but I just want to know what you think about all those different types of paranormal phenomenon, as I would call them. Do you think everything is connected? Or do you think each one has their own line?
Everything's connected. It's all connected to the spiritual realms.
Spiritual realm. Do you think now? Let's talk. I'm going to change the subject up for a minute because there's a question that I have to ask, and you are the person, since you're into UFOs and / aliens / all that other stuff. The question that I have for you, Kelly, is why are humans tagged?
Tagged?
We're tagged because the way hold on, because everybody from the day that they're born, everybody on this planet has a birthmark. A birthmark is another thing for a tag.
My birthmark is the wound that I died from in my last life.
Everybody has a tag, am I right?
No.
Everybody that's born has a birthmark.
No, not everybody has a birthmark. Not everybody has a birthmark.
Well, are you sure about that?
I'm absolutely certain of that.
That's not a question for me. I don't know nothing about birthmarks, so don't ask me.
Yeah, mine's on my back, and it was the wound from my previous diet.
I have a birthmark, but no, and yeah.
I have a birthmark. Every kid that I have, every one of my kids have birthmarks.
No, not everybody has a birthmark.
Yeah, my wife had a birthmark. It seemed like everybody had a birthmark.
Well,
and I just think that was a way of somebody's tracking us.
No.
I mean, it could be a conspiracy theory. I don't know. But, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, dude, why does everybody here? It might not be everybody, Kelly, but I can say there's a lot of people that have birthmarks.
I'm sure there's probably a lot of people.
Neither of my children do.
Right. But you have to realize there's no conspiracy theory on the other side.
No.
That conspiracy theories don't exist on the other side. That's not.
Are you sure?
They're human created.
They're
created by humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
And mostly unwoke.
Now, I mean, we sit here and we talk about the paranormal. Are you guys a bit curious a little bit anxious to find out what's really going on over there?
Actually, no, I'm not.
No, I'm
It's
not.
just I know what I need to know. You know, I'm
Yeah,
shown what I
yeah,
need to be
that's where I
shown,
feel. Yeah.
and I just feel it's kind of like finding all the answers to. It's like reading the last page of a book. Why would you want to do that? You know,
Yeah.
or somebody would
I don't want
say,
to know.
or how you're gonna die. That would kind of ruin everything.
Kind of take the
Mhm.
out of it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, Jay, and Jay, you probably picked up on this, and Kelly, you probably picked up on this also. My wife passed away in March,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and uh, and I can't, and for some reason, I long for that day to be with her.
Hmm.
And I think about it every day. And the
Right.
weirdest thing happened yesterday is I was digging through some stuff, and I looked down and I saw my wedding ring, and while I was digging, I literally bent down and I felt this big. Well, it wasn't really a big gust of cold air. It was like a small thing of cold air that brushed through me on the side of me, and I
Hmm.
got up and I turned around, but and I like, well, there's nobody there. But guess what I have on?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And it was the strangest things, that I think it was just her telling me, hey, put your wedding ring on.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, more or less. Got
And,
it.
and I'm like,
You know that old saying, "Happy wife, happy life."
Right.
oh, dude. And what's so crazy about it? And I feel her presence every single day.
Well, that's a good thing. That is a
And,
good thing.
she's, and people don't believe me when I tell them that. Well, man, it's not a day that I don't think about her, or I'll just wish. I like, man, because like you were saying, Kelly, is reading that book. I mean,
Mhm.
uh, dude, I don't care about that book. I just want to get to the end of the page of the book where I can be with the one that I miss the most.
Right. But
You know
there's
what
a
I'm saying?
process that you should follow to adhere so that you can get to that end of that page the right way.
But
Mhm.
they always tell me, you're not done yet. You still got work to do
Exactly.
on this earth,
Mhm.
Exactly.
and I got three boys, even though they're grown. But are our kids really grown? They still need that father figure, nurturing, do the right thing type. So
Yep.
I'm like, oh man, could that be my job? And I mean, as a parent, that's your job to make sure your kids
Right.
do
Right.
the right thing anyway. But man,
That's
it's
part of your
just
it's
one.
part of your character, man. It's part of your character. It's your character is the life of you and those boys and yeah, your wife too. It's your character. It's your bloodline and it's your path that you're supposed to follow, you know? And who cares what other people think? I mean, they don't believe
Mhm.
you. It's, that's neither here nor there, you know?
Right?
You have strong characteristics in you that transcend through your kids and to your wife and to your family. And I could see that. So stick with the plan. Keep doing what you're
Oh,
doing.
well, I've been trying, but you know what? I am so ready to just skip over that book and just, I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready to be, because we were married for 33 years. Our anniversary was last month.
Hmm.
Hell, and I'm not even 33 years, and I'm not even 50. Oh man, I'll be 53 this month.
Oh, you're
I mean,
3 months older than me.
I'll be 53 in April. So I got
I'll be
married
a
very.
month. I'll be 53 in May. So
Oh wow.
You got a lot of
You
years
know,
to go, buddy. So stick with the plan. Stick on the path. Stay on the path. Your characteristics of who you are is where your strength is, and your confidence in yourself and in your kids. So stick with it. It'll be totally worth it.
well, I'm hey, 20 years from now, I'll be calling you up.
Go right ahead. I'll be here.
I
We both we both be in our 70s, but I'll definitely be calling you up. You know,
won't
but you
be.
know what? But you know what, Kelly and Jay,
Mm,
this is type. This broadcast, this podcast, is exactly the way that I wanted it to go.
Good.
good.
You know,
Good.
so thank you guys for coming on the show.
My
I
pleasure.
really appreciate it.
Mhm.
Jay, you have uh, opened my eyes a little bit wider,
Mhm.
and Kelly, you're so funny. So but you have, I appreciate all the knowledge that you guys have put out this evening.
Mhm.
You know, and I would love to have you guys back. But what I'm really trying to put together is a four corners roundtable where
Okay.
this podcast would be where everybody that's a part of the paranormal field, we all come together and sit down and talk our differences out, and tell our stories and just enjoy the moment.
Mhm.
But with that, I want to bring in a psychic, a demonologist, a witch, and a skeptic. Can you imagine what kind of conversation that would be? What kind of podcast that would be?
That's a good idea.
That
Mhm.
would be very interesting. To have all four of you guys sit down and just talk. And of course, I got to bring in the paranormal investigator.
Right.
So having all these guys sit down and talk, I think it will bring light to a lot of things that are going on in the paranormal world right now. Whether you believe in para-unity or not, some people
Mhm.
don't believe it anymore.
Right.
Oh, Kelly, what
I
was that
know.
look?
I know.
Kelly, you gave me that look. What was that look for?
It's my dog's getting. She's like, Mom, you're at the end of the show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. She
Yeah,
has to go
I mean,
outside.
yeah.
She
So
has to go
that
outside. So
that is my goal, guys. And I would love to have you a part of it, Jay and Kelly.
Okay.
As a team.
Right.
I
Right.
can't have you as individuals, but as a
Right.
team,
Right.
and be a part of that.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. Just let us know when you put it together, and we'll see where
we'll
we're
see
at.
how it works in see how it works in our
Our
schedules.
schedule.
Well,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
probably won't be till June or July. I got a
Yeah.
lot of
And then
projects.
that's usually in my high peak. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll have to pick a
you
day that
see,
we're available.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Either way, hell, I
Hey,
might set up
did you just hear another voice in there
in
Yeah.
in
mine.
your headset? Did you
Yeah.
hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know what it said though.
I didn't
What
know
did
what
it
it
say?
said either.
I don't
We
know.
don't know.
We don't know. It was just real quick.
It was very quick. It was a male voice. It wasn't any of ours.
Yep. Yep.
Mine. I hope you guys don't have any haunted dolls around there.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my house is protected. I have nothing in here, and
All right.
Kelly,
Well,
Kelly,
guys, tell.
I got my own little thing going on here.
you're right.
Oh well. Hey, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys so I can get you guys out of here.
Go ahead, Kelly, real quick.
I am K2 Paranormal Research on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, otherwise known as K2 Paranormal. Yeah, on Instagram and TikTok. Got a book coming out next Sunday called The Paranormal Pages. It'll be available in hardback, softback, and Kindle. And then I think that's it for me, right? Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And people can find me, JD Hill, on Facebook, as well as Studio 6 Media Productions. You can find that page as well on Instagram, also on Twitter and TikTok, and you can also find Souls Paranormal on Instagram and also on Facebook. So yeah, so we also, you can find Cemetery Files on Facebook as well as Instagram. And
Tomorrow at noon.
yeah, tomorrow at noon, check us out as we have
You know what?
BPN.
You know what? I might have to just jump on in there and hang out with you guys for a minute.
That sounds good.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, man. It's been a pleasure
cool.
talking with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm really serious about doing what that project, and I would love to invite you guys in on it. But
Okay.
it'll be quite some time away before I do that. But
That's
anyway,
fine.
hey guys, pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's been a good time.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal. Hey, Sunday evening podcast in the Lion's Den. If you come in, you will get bit. So, and next time we come on the show, you guys better bring some Twinkies. I mean, some zingers.
I don't eat that stuff.
Hey, but it's okay. I mean, one
don't eat that stuff.
One hurts you.
Nope, that has way too much artificial in it for me. Thanks.
Oh, you guys. All right. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Hey,
we'll see
enjoy
you.
the rest of your Sunday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for Cemetery Files, Jay, for coming on, and Kelly, man. Two amazing people. I really appreciate them coming on the show. Hey, if you guys ever get time, please go over there and show them support and love. And they also have a podcast. So if you want to go over there and check out their podcast, feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? I think their season premiere is tomorrow at 12 noon Central Standard Time. So if you guys aren't doing anything, man, pick up your phone and just go over there and holler at them. I'm pretty sure they will love it. But hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal. I am signing off, man. It's been a great weekend. And it's the start of a work week tomorrow. Hey, work week today, but hey, keep your head up and your chin up, man, and think nothing but positive vibes. In the meantime, hey, I'm out. Peace.